If you're waiting to feel confident before you take action in life, you will wait forever. This is even more apparent when it comes to being on camera. Most of you are trapped in the confidence gap, and it is a dark trap that keeps most people stuck in a preparation purgatory. Buying gear, binging tutorials, perfecting scripts, hiding behind shallow productivity, but never actually taking the true uncomfortable, imperfect action necessary that's going to help you step out onto the digital stage and be on camera. I've coached thousands of professionals worldwide to master camera confidence, and today I'm breaking down why confidence isn't a prerequisite for action, but a byproduct of it, and how to close the gap that's keeping you stuck. I'm Austin Opfer, creative entrepreneur, media professional, and camera confidence coach. Over the last 15 years, I've worked with everyone from Fortune 500 brands to independent creators, helping them unlock camera confidence, master communication, and build video-first personal brands. And the single biggest pattern I see across every industry, every experience level, every personality type is this: people wait to feel confident before they take action. And that waiting is the exact thing that keeps them stuck. This is the confidence gap. It's the space between where you are now and where you think you need to be before you're ready to record. If you don't understand how this gap works and how to close it, you'll stay in preparation mode forever. Let's break this down. The confidence gap is the false belief that confidence is a prerequisite for action. It's the idea that you need to feel ready, feel confident, feel prepared before you can step in front of the camera and hit record. Here's what this looks like in practice. You tell yourself, once I feel more confident, I'll start recording. Or once I get better at speaking, I'll launch my YouTube channel. Once I lose weight, order my lighting, learn my gear, learn my camera, then I'll be ready. And so you wait, you research, you buy another course, you watch more YouTube videos about YouTube, you optimize your studio, you rewrite your script for the 10th time, you sit and have an hour-long conversation with AI, and you never actually record. This isn't procrastination, it's not laziness, it's you trapping yourself in the dark chasm that is the confidence gap. You genuinely believe that the feeling of confidence needs to come first, and that once it arrives, action will be easy. But here's the problem. Confidence doesn't work that way. Every time you delay stepping in front of the camera and beginning your content journey, you are pedestalizing the camera. You're training your brain that the camera is something to be afraid of, and you are widening the confidence gap instead of closing it. So why does the confidence gap exist? Why do we default to waiting for confidence before we act? Because that's how we've been taught to approach most things in our life. From our earliest years, modern society has conditioned us through systems of reward and punishment, an approach deeply embedded in our educational institutions where we learn to prepare thoroughly before being evaluated, and where performance below a predetermined standard brought consequences we learned to fear. We attempt to learn the skill first, then we perform. We study for the test, and then we take it. We practice the presentation, and then we deliver it. Preparation to performance. That's the model we understand. But camera confidence doesn't follow that model. You can't prepare your way into confidence. You can't research your way into comfort. You have to build it through exposure. This is backed by decades of psychology research. Exposure therapy, the clinical method for treating phobias and anxiety, works by systematically exposing someone to the feared stimulus in a controlled way until the fear response diminishes. You don't wait for the fear to go away, you act in the presence of fear. And through repeated exposure, your nervous system recalibrates. So the same principle applies to camera confidence. You don't wait to feel confident, you use the minimum viable resources at hand to take action and record anyway. And through the act of recording imperfectly, uncomfortably, and repeatedly, you build the neural pathways that create confidence. Meanwhile, your level of competence and skill sets improve iteratively with each rep. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. The only way to truly close the confidence gap is to act before you feel ready. Confidence isn't the starting point, and it's not even the destination. It's the journey itself. And the path to get there is paved with imperfect action. There's a behavioral model reshaping Western psychology that goes by many names: mindfulness-based emotional intelligence training, psychological flexibility training, or how I will refer to it, acceptance and commitment training, or ACT. Within acceptance and commitment training, there is a concept called committed action. Committed action means you take action in alignment with your values, regardless of how you feel in the moment. You don't wait for motivation, you don't wait for confidence, you don't wait for the perfect conditions. You act because it aligns with who you're trying to become. Most people confuse goals and values. Goals are outcomes, things you achieve. Values are ongoing actions, how you show up. You can embody your values today regardless of your results. Here's what this looks like for camera confidence. You value communication. You value personal growth. You value confidence. You value commitment. You value building a personal brand. You value serving others. So you record a video even though you feel anxious, even though you stumble over your words, even though you want to delete it the moment you watch it back, even though it may make you feel cringey. That's committed action. And every time you take committed action based on your values and not your arbitrary thoughts and emotions, you are closing the confidence gap. The opposite approach, the one most people take, is what Dr. Seuss famously refers to as the waiting place. For people just waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or waiting around for a yes or a no, or waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting. You wait for confidence to arrive, you wait for the right mood, you wait for the stars to align, and while you're waiting, other people are publishing. They're building audiences, they're getting comfortable on camera, they get the credit, the clients, and the opportunities that were meant for you. And here's what a ton of people miss. All of those other people that look confident on camera, they did not start that way. They started anxious, awkward, self-conscious with minimal gear, just like you. And the difference, they didn't wait for the feeling. They acted anyway. And through repetition, the confidence followed. This is the fundamental mindset shift. Stop asking, how do I feel more confident? And start asking, what value-based action can I take today, even if I don't feel confident? Because confidence isn't granted, it's earned. One imperfect video at a time. If you're watching this and thinking, I need a system to actually build this confidence, not just theory, but frameworks I can use, I've built something for you. Creator Legion is my free weekly newsletter where I break down the psychology of camera confidence, creator marketing, and communication mastery. I send frameworks, case studies, and systems you can actually use. Join the Legion at the link in the description below. And make sure you're subscribed here. I publish deep dive videos every week on camera confidence and creator strategy. So how do you actually close the confidence gap? Let me break it down. Start by redefining what confidence means. Confidence isn't the absence of fear, it is the ability to act in the presence of fear. If you're waiting for fear to disappear before you record, you're chasing something that does not exist. Elite performers and confident people still feel nervous. They just don't let that stop them. I actually heard one of my mentors talk about this, how it's almost comical that people who are so, as he says, dumb, they're so dumb and just unaware of their own inadequacies or their own ability to fail. They don't even think about failing because their cognition doesn't take them that far. They just do stuff and they just take action because they are too dumb to even think about failure or what the ramifications of their actions could be. But paradoxically, because all they do is just take action, they end up being successful because they don't overanalyze and overthink and try to over-optimize and be totally prepared and ready like most people do. So oddly enough, people who are more than capable and skilled and competent and have the knowledge base to execute and be successful the way they want to be, they don't, because they end up talking themselves out of taking action and never execute on the things they need to execute on to be successful. It's very paradoxical to a comedic standpoint. So you have a bunch of dull-minded bros out here making millions of dollars, building brands and doing incredible things just because they're simply action takers. Some of them too dumb to even consider the long-term implications of what they're doing. But just because they simply take action and don't think about the negative ramifications for their own mind or emotions, or they don't have the self-awareness to process different emotions and different cognitive complexities, they end up successful. So from that message, my takeaway was really that taking action solves all. No matter how you feel, no matter how your emotional state is. Because most of us have seen a person online or in business and we're like, how the hell is this person so successful? Or how are they able to lead this team? Like, is this person doing what they are doing? And it's simply because they took action, nothing more. That is the lesson I extract from that. Here's a tactical shift that may help. Use anxiety reappraisal. This concept from Mel Robbins recognizes that fear and excitement create the same physiological state in your body, arousal. The only difference between excitement and anxiety is the label your mind assigns to it. Instead of trying to calm yourself down, reframe those nervous feelings as excitement. And this doesn't reduce the sensation itself, it simply gives your mind an empowering explanation of what you're experiencing. Now, commit to value-based action over perfection. The goal isn't to record one perfect video. The goal is to record 20 imperfect videos, because by video 20, you won't be the same person who recorded video number 1. You'll have built comfort through exposure. You'll have proven to yourself that you can do this. And most importantly, you'll have proven to yourself that you can do this and you honored your values of personal growth, commitment, and courage. Next, separate your thoughts from your actions. This is diffusion, a concept from ACT. Your brain will tell you stories. You're not good enough. You sound terrible. No one will watch this. Those thoughts are just flares of emotion, images, thoughts, or sensations your mind emits for protection. They're not facts, and you don't have to believe them to take action. So you can acknowledge the thought. I'm having this thought that I sound terrible. You just sit with it and then think, what a bunch of horse shit. And record anyway, because thoughts are just things, and those thoughts like that are not helpful. Like, they're completely useless. It's just your mind trying to protect yourself. So put them on the metaphorical shelf or throw them down the metaphorical trash or garbage disposal, whatever. Just know that they are just protection mechanisms that your mind is emitting as a way to protect yourself just from human evolution. So it's something that you can just examine, acknowledge as completely unhelpful, and just set it off to the side. Focus on the process, not the outcome. As mental toughness expert Steve Seibold says, professional performers know real success lies in who you become, not what you acquire. The great ones focus on becoming the kind of person who can attract what they want in life. Don't measure success by views or subscribers. Measure success by whether you added value. Did you commit to the message? Hit publish. Did you record today? Did you post? Honoring your values and commitments to yourself, that's the real win. Everything else is downstream. And finally, embrace the suck. Your first videos are going to be bad. That's not failure, that's just the process. Everyone's first videos are bad. The difference between people who build lasting camera confidence and people who stay stuck, the ones who build confidence are willing to be bad publicly. They publish the imperfect video. They get the feedback. They improve. Then they do it again. Feelings are merely suggestions, ones that the greatest athletes, the greatest teams, the greatest leaders ignore. I've spent 15 years working with some of the world's most accomplished professionals, physicians, executives, creators, founders, people at the absolute top of their fields. Brilliant, accomplished, crushing it in every measurable way. And yet, the moment that many of them sit in front of the camera, they freeze. That's why I've dedicated my career to helping high performers find their voice on camera, to speak with passion and conviction they already have, to tell their stories in a way that feels natural, eloquent, and authentic, to overcome the limiting beliefs that keep them trapped in the confidence gap so they can be successful in other domains of their life, of their brand, of their business, through creator marketing and communication mastery. And here's what happens every time. The confidence that they've been searching for becomes the byproduct of the valuable message they share with the world. So the goal has to shift, not record a perfect video or build a perfect studio or have the perfect gear, but be committed. Take committed action in alignment with your values. You don't wait for confidence. You don't wait for the perfect conditions. You act because it aligns with who you are trying to become. No judgment, no perfectionism, just imperfect action. And by the 5th video, you're not even thinking about the little things anymore. You're thinking about your message and the value that you can add. You are closing the gap, not by waiting for confidence, but by acting without it. But the moment you act imperfectly, uncomfortably, before you feel ready, you start closing the gap. Every video you record, every time you hit publish, every time you choose committed action over waiting, you're building confidence. Not because you feel confident, but because you're proving to yourself that you can do hard things. And that proof, that's what confidence actually is. The actions of confidence come first, the feelings of confidence come later. So stop waiting for the feeling, start taking the action, and the gap will close on its own. As Dr. Seuss reminds us, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. The confidence you're searching for won't arrive on its own. It's built through the deliberate choice to move forward and building that stack of undeniable proof that you are taking action based on your values towards the goals and the life you want to build for yourself. One imperfect step at a time. If this was helpful, subscribe and hit the bell for weekly videos on camera confidence, creator marketing, and building video-based personal brands that compound trust and demand. For deeper insights and weekly frameworks, join Creator Legion, my free weekly newsletter linked below. Thanks for watching. Now stop waiting and start creating. The gap starts to close the moment you begin, and not when you feel ready, but when you choose to act. I'll see you in the next video.